Hello, Benjamin.
Hello, Stephen.
Hello, James.
Hi, Steve.
Welcome to episode 400 of Fuck Mountain Ben.
Oh, wow. 400 already.
399 plus 1. Yes, so we've chosen the Ravens today. So, Benjamin, why have we chosen the Ravens today?
I don't know why.
Because
I have been following the Ravens for quite a while.
Because they're the greatest team of all?
I wouldn't say they're the greatest team of all. Like, we've had a fair share of successes over the past, but we've still got a long way to go.
I think they're
Won
actually...
2 Super Bowls.
I think they're actually, like, in technical terms, I think in terms of being in the league, haven't they... Or were they something else before? Are they one of those teams that got fucking their name changed from, like, Indianapolis Ravens or something
We
like
were
that?
we were the
fucking Ravens or something like that?
Baltimore Colts, I think.
Yeah.
We had the great Johnny Unitas play for us back in the day.
Yes. Thanks, Ben. Thanks for that random stat.
That's not a stat, that's a fact.
And speaking of facts, I've got some facts for everyone.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
I've prepared ahead.
Oh, yes. Beautiful.
It's always good.
Give us some facts.
So, how many Super Bowls have you won, Ben?
2.
Yeah, good, because I said to you before. What years were they?
2001 and 2013.
Wrong. 2000 and 2013.
Sorry, it's the 2000 season, but we won it in 2001, I think, because their pro season is in the new year. It's stupid.
Oh, yes. That's how NFL works, isn't it?
Yeah.
Unlike AFL, where it's just like one solid year. It starts at the start of the year.
Yeah.
They start at the fucking end of the year.
It's
and
like
it goes into
it's
the
like
other
NBA,
year.
yeah.
Stupid fucks.
But that's alright.
Can't handle COVID. Can't handle their sports schedules. Dumb
Saying that.
fucks.
See, baseball starts back up July. Well, they're starting training July 1st.
Oh.
So we might have some professional sports. NFL will probably start training
Yeah.
soon enough, or be at least allowed to be together. So
Yeah.
I reckon America's just gone all in on COVID. They're just like, fuck it. They've gone too far now. To the point where it's like, we've gone the other way, they've gone the other way, and we're not going to go the other way, and their foot's too far in it.
oh well, truly.
Yeah.
They're going to get gangrene on that foot, Ben.
Oh, God. I hope not.
Do you have any other facts?
I have plenty of extra questions and quizzes.
Ravens, right? I've got some quizzes for you, Ben, you fucking cunt.
Yeah. So, do either of you know the Ravens' mascot name?
I don't.
Oh, I think it's Johnny Manziel? No.
Johnny Manziel. Get fucked.
Not quite. His name is Poe.
Poe.
Oh, that's right, because named after Edgar Allan Poe, the poet.
That makes sense.
I think he died.
I
think he died in Baltimore, or was born. Yeah.
I thought you were going to say that it was named after Poe from the Teletubbies.
Could be. Could be. But yeah.
So,
it was Poe. I forgot.
where are we? Do you know how many numbers have been retired by the Baltimore Ravens?
Probably Unitas, Ben. You'd assume.
I don't think very many.
Or does he actually technically count as a retired number for Indianapolis Colts, or would it be Baltimore Ravens if he was the Baltimore Colts?
I think it was just the Baltimore.
Is it the city or the name?
What's that for?
I think it was just playing for the Baltimore Colts. I could be wrong, but...
All right, have a guess. I'll say 3. 3 numbers have been retired.
5?
Apparently here it says none.
Oh, wow.
Who will be the first Raven to be retired? Ray Lewis?
Joe Flacco.
Get the fuck out of here, man, you dirty dog.
Maybe Ray Lewis.
It could be Ray Rice.
No, he's a wife beater.
They've got a
piss
few
off.
names here of players they think will get there. But of common players, I'd say Ray Rice or...
That Ray Lewis, you mean?
Sorry, Ray Rice.
Ray Rice.
Not Ray Rice.
One accused of murder and one
Bloody Ray
accused
Rice.
of murder and one pushed his wife down.
Let's
So
put
which
our
one
hands
won?
up. Let's put our hands up if we've owned a Ray Rice jersey before.
Work, Ben.
Yeah, that was before I found out what happened. So,
You know
Let's
what? I
go.
want to buy one so we can just have a shelf of them.
As a collector's
Just
collector's
burn it.
edition. It's brilliant.
there is a picture of me wearing it whilst watching the Super Bowl somewhere.
Oh no.
I'll tell you another Raven that'll probably go down, have his number retired, and will probably be Hall of Fame worthy, will be Yonder.
Marshall Yonder.
Oh
Yeah.
yep.
Yeah,
I'd
he
say
is
he'd be the other one.
amazing.
Yep.
At least of common era.
Have you got any other stats for us?
Probably, but I can't bother
Or
reading
facts?
anywhere else. So.
No. So fuck it. Let's jump in, Ben.
Actually, hold on. Sorry.
Yeah.
We've got to go through the prohibited items list in the stadium. Because
What?
this is great.
My dick.
So are the Ravens a little bit? Are Baltimore fans a little bit aggressive, Ben?
I wouldn't have thought so. If you go,
Are they Philly fans?
I would have thought it'd be a tie between Philly and what used to be the Oakland Raiders.
Oh yes,
There's a
for
few obvious
delicious.
things in here, and there's a few that could come under dangerous objects. But, so we've got backpacks. You're not allowed to wear a backpack in there. You can't have a bag of any sort. You can't have a large purse. Obviously no grocery bags, plastic bags, stuff like that.
Yeah.
You can't take in your own drinks. No thermos, no stuff like that. You can't take in any containers of food or anything. You can't have any horns of any kind, so air horns, stuff like that.
Oh, I thought you meant actual like elephant horns.
I remember going to.
I mean rhinoceros horns, wrong animal.
What was the name of the 49ers stadium I went to?
The Kappa Stadium.
Yeah, the Kappa Stadium. Bloody. I'm trying to remember now. What's the name of the Niners stadium in Santa Clara?
I don't
Because I
know.
went there for WrestleMania and we tried to sneak in some air horns, but they wouldn't let us.
Sounds about right. You can't take in any footballs of any kind.
Oh well, Tom Brady's fucked then in that stadium, isn't he?
But better yet,
No
though,
deflated footballs.
there's no laser pointers and shit because
Yep.
Yeah.
how Tom Brady actually got fucked up by one of them.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't take in any of the oversized novelty hands. You
Oh,
know, the big
really?
ones you
Oh
can get. You can't
no.
take in any of
That's
those.
like one of the
dangerous.
best parts.
Probably too dangerous, Stephen.
Imagine if they had NFL. They should do maybe if they bring the XFL back, have it where it's like WWE style, where everyone holds signs. That would be sick.
They did try to bring the XFL back, but they shut down the XFL now.
COVID did that, Ben.
It is now done. They're not bringing it back either.
Oh,
Vince has poured in too much money.
fuck's
He's
sake!
broke again. Apparently, he's going to sell WWE.
Seriously.
He sold part of WWE to finance the XFL, but
Yeah.
he might sell more of the WWE to recoup his losses.
I'm hearing
Oh,
that he's going to
shit.
fully sell it.
Sell it to Hunter.
Oh, so it's going straight to family anyway.
Well, the rumor is going around that Triple H and Steph will run WWE, but that's
Into the ground, did you say?
into the ground possibly.
Sorry?
Yeah,
Well and truly. All right, let's get back to.
yeah, that's getting
Okay.
way off topic.
No. We've got to throw a little bit of WWE in there for once. Why not?
It's kind of football related.
Yeah.
There's been many famous.
There's been many famous, I'm sure,
footballers.
wrestlers. that have come.
Brock Lesnar.
Goldberg, The Rock.
They're all football players?
Baron Corbin, who's currently wrestling now, he was a former NFL player.
Was he?
I think he was on the practice squad or trains in the
Oh, yeah.
preseason, but he didn't quite make it.
Yeah.
There's
But
someone else as well. I can't think who it was.
we've had a few footballers come through WWE, but
So in terms of Ravens 2020, before we do go into the fantasy side of things, I just wanted to talk about how you feel the team will go, how they should go, and their ceiling and flaws, etc. So I'll start. So I think that the Ravens will win their division. I think they should win their division. And I actually think the Ravens are going to win the Super Bowl.
you reckon they
What
will?
your minimum is that I feel your flaw is you should make the AFC Championship game with the team you have.
Yeah. We should have made the AFC Championship with the team we had last year, but
You got fucked in the
to
ass
be
by the
fair- To be
Titans.
fair to Tennessee, they just played
They smashed it.
out of their minds.
Derrick Henry just went,
Yeah, and we're like one of the best rushing defenses in the league usually.
Yeah.
So
Really
it's
not.
not that day.
not that day. We were destroyed.
So what do you think, Ben? How do you think you'll go this year? Do you division-wise? Do you win?
I reckon we'll finish top of the division. Like
Horseshit.
the Bengals will probably finish close to pretty much last because they're bringing in a new quarterback who's got to get time to adjust to their system, and then there'll be a tussle between Cleveland and Pittsburgh for second.
Yep.
Because unless Roethlisberger's still playing, because I haven't heard much from him.
How's
He'll be
Rakeberg
back.
going?
He'll be back. Yeah,
He is as keen as he apparently has been.
keen as mustard.
Well, did you see
Keen
the
as
filthy
fuck.
beard and hair that he had going on?
Yeah,
His whole thing was he wasn't going to shave until he could throw a football again.
What a delightful year.
beard to rival the
He's-
great Brett Kaiser.
I was going to say
not Brett,
Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Fitzgerald.
Or Rex Ryan.
No.
I think it's Rex Ryan from Cowboys.
So where are you going to end up, Ben, this year?
I reckon we'll finish top of our division. I reckon we'll maybe finish the top of the AOC. Don't know about the entire league though, because on the other side, the NFC have got some amazing teams that coming through this year.
Yeah.
Then I reckon
Do you reckon you'll make the Super Bowl this year?
I reckon we'll make. I reckon as you said, we have the team to make it. It's just like the Brisbane Lions. Do we have the fortitude and consistency to make it all the way?
Like 3 in a row. Fair
Well,
call.
we're much like the Lions last year. We finished top of everything. We were like best in the league and everything, but we couldn't perform in the playoffs. So
Got erectile dysfunction come playoff time.
exactly right.
You guys didn't make. You guys would have played the Chiefs, wouldn't you? In the AFC
No.
Championship? In
Yeah, I
field?
think Chiefs are AFC because Chiefs
Yeah.
played the Niners in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So we would have played the Chiefs in the championship game. Yeah.
Fuck, that would have been a delicious game. I think that was the game I was hoping for.
Because we played them in the regular season, we only lost by a touchdown from memory,
Oh,
like
yeah.
very under 7 points. So
Yeah.
it was a close game, but yeah,
They're good too, obviously. Duh.
the Chiefs are an amazing team. Patrick is one son of a bitch. That's what I'll say.
Ready?
So let's go with a quick projection.
No, I mean, what's your projection?
Yes, I'm going
Oh,
for a
yeah.
projection.
Yeah.
And it is definitely not the Ravens finishing on top of
Yep.
their division. They're shit. There's clearly the Cleveland Browns there. that
Oh
will be
my God.
finishing on
Oh,
top of the
get out of
division.
here.
What a mongoloid.
No, Ravens should finish on top of the division.
They should.
Look,
Whether they do or not.
they've got probably one of the hardest divisions in all of football.
Mm.
Like, if Big Ben comes back and has the same kind of form and brings back Connor and then their improved defense, they're going to be a fantastic side, which is going to make it a lot harder.
Yeah.
The Browns, if they don't have a long calling plays, they're going to be a hell of a lot better this year. Like, the only team in that division, and even then, the Bengals, if they were in a different division,
Yeah.
like the Bills,
Yeah.
if they were in that division, right?
We could
They
switch
would-
out the Patriots, put your Patriots in your division, and then for the last 15 years, and then we'll switch with, we'll take the Bengals.
As it-
Mon-
if you actually put the Bengals in there, they'd be semi-competitive because they've got a good team. They've just got a young quarterback who's going to have to learn.
Mhm.
Yeah. If he can win one playoff game, he's already doing better than Andy Dalton anyway. Because I don't think Andy Dalton won a single playoff game.
No, but he
In
helped.
control.
He helped the Bills get into the playoffs.
Yeah.
For that delicious pass.
Oh, shut up.
And then they donated like millions of dollars to his fund. Buffalo Bills fans.
It's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
That was a very crap game by us.
So where do you think Ravens will finish at the end of the year? They'll make playoffs.
Yeah, definitely make playoffs. How far they
Divisionals,
go into it,
AFC. You don't know.
it kind of depends on who they get matched up against. Because you already know they're going to be passing the ball. So this year, now you've had a full year of Lamar Jackson in place, so you can have a proper tactic to try and stop the run.
Yeah.
You're going to know what formations they're going to be running a lot of their sets out of, stuff like that. There is a chance that they might not be as good this year because teams have seen it, and a lot of teams will go towards stopping it. And there's still a big question mark, even though
Lamar might
Lamar's
have to-
arm was decent.
Yeah, he might
There's
have to
still
get
a lot
better
of
at
question
passing.
marks.
Yeah, I reckon. Yeah, as you said, like they'll get wise to his
Shenanigans. Ben?
shenanigans. Get wise to his running plays, but if he like works on his arm, his
Proficiency.
accuracy, power, and everything, I reckon they'll struggle to stop him this season because his passing game last year was really good. For those games where he didn't run as much, his passing game was on point.
I think there was one game, I reckon it might have been Ravens-Bills, actually, where both Lamar and Josh Allen had shitty stats. It was like 100 yards passing, both of them or something. And they basically mirrored each other in terms of passing and running. But
Yeah.
it was really fucking windy in Buffalo that day.
Yep.
So they were both missing like the
Yeah.
typical Josh Allen missing those long ones. But even Lamar had struggled in that wind, that Buffalo wind.
Yeah,
So another thing is the stadiums. Some of the stadiums are fucking hard to play in. Buffalo Bills sometimes gets fucking snow there, like that. Remember
Yeah.
that Colts game with the
Yeah.
Bills? So yeah.
Well, as I said, I
What's
think
Ravens like their stadium?
the M&T Stadium.
they've got a an actual stadium? They've got
What?
a roof over it, don't they?
We don't have a roof, but it's fully enclosed, so it's not like it's open on one end like Seattle's, where the wind could just shoot in. And
Yeah.
it's
So that'll
fully-
be a good advantage, I suppose. That didn't the Titans beat you at home though?
Yeah, it would have been at home because we finished top. So yeah, they beat
so
us
that would
at
have been
home.
rough. That's a rough fucking game.
But yeah, as I said, Lamar's got all the talent to do it. And
Yeah.
it's hard to bet against him, for the simple fact.
Madden curse?
Look, could be.
Well, they haven't announced the cover site yet, or is he the cover
No,
site?
they have. They've announced it. He's on the cover.
Damn it. I'm just waiting for the ACL in the preseason.
Well, the Madden curse striked again last year, to an extent.
With
Mahomes.
Yeah, but it was only for like 3 weeks, and then he became superhuman again and became amazing.
Yeah, and
but
then
they literally thought he'd done his neck.
Yeah, and they were like, "Oh, the curse
They're
is
like,
back on."
yeah.
So Mahomes is technically the first one to break the curse
Well, you
by the end of
so.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's not too many guys that have won a Super Bowl after being on the cover of Madden. And then,
Peyton Hillis,
being
delicious.
overlooked the next year of being on the cover.
Maybe Tom Brady.
Yeah.
But
If you had a choice right now,
Mm-hmm.
and you had to choose between Mahomes or Lamar for your fantasy pick, which one would you pick?
Probably this for reliability at the moment, Mahomes.
Yeah.
Only because his
Mahomes.
I can't pronounce.
Riding with my homies.
Is it Mahomes?
Yes.
Some of those names are hard to pronounce.
That's a bit racist, Ben.
you got, what about Jimmy Garoppolo?
Garoppolo.
But seriously, so I'd probably pick Patrick over Lamar.
Yeah.
Only because he's been more consistent over more years. So
Well, we know who Ben's going to take if he doesn't pick one.
yeah.
Sony Michel?
Oh god, that was a horrible pick by Bakes. I didn't finish last. Who finished last that year? Was
Bakes.
Bakes
For
yeah.
sure. Bakes has finished last twice.
Because he picked like 3 Patriots players in the.
He just picks Patriots. And so he's going to have a tough time trying to pick Tom Brady this year. He's going to have an internal struggle. When
He's going to have to pick Kaepernick at pick 1.
Yeah.
Apparently the Jets are really heavily looking at taking Kaepernick too.
Oh, really?
No, Kaepernick's already signed to the Patriots, isn't he?
What?
Not that I'm aware of.
I thought he signed.
Might have to do a bit of Googling, lads.
Unless I read it wrong and he was just
Colin Kaepernick.
American-
Being banned from the
No,
Patriots.
he's free agent. I thought that's right. He trained with the Patriots.
Oh, so he had a training session.
So 12 hours ago, it was announced that he's drawn interest from different teams because the Jets have got the great Joe Flacco playing for him now.
And Darnold's a fucking mong. So if you go from Darnold, which is a mong, to Flacco, who is a mong, it's just start Kaepernick. Just go in.
Yeah.
Slide in. Slide into those DMs, Colin. What do you reckon about
But
it?
look what happened when a top tier quarterback went to the Jets. He got benched for no reason, like Tim Tebow.
Who's that?
Tim Tebow.
Oh, yeah.
You mean the Major Leagues baseball player, Tim Tebow?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Well, you mean the greatest dual threat quarterback of all time? Tim Tebow?
Johnny Manziel. No.
Absolute spuds. All right, well, I guess we can talk about the Ravens fantasy now.
Yeah.
Or do you want to go into the draft? Which one?
Either or.
I reckon draft first and then fantasy.
All right, so let's have a look at the draft. So the Ravens picked at number 28. So they picked Patrick Queen, LSU, linebacker. There was a lot of people saying that Patrick Queen dropped. I don't know why. I haven't seen any tape of the lad, but he was the 5th or 6th linebacker on the league. But where I think you've could have won the battle there, Ben, especially, is at number 55, picking Dobbins. He was one of the big 4 running backs touted between Taylor, Dobbins. Who was the other 2? Taylor,
Simmons.
Dobbins.
Oh,
Running back?
Running back. Swift and
Swift.
guy that went to the Chiefs. What was his name?
Yeah, the first one off the board.
Yeah.
In the first round. Fuck, I can't. He played at LSU, didn't he?
Yeah.
Oh,
I'll have a
fuck, I
look.
can't remember his name. But yeah, because Dobbins, I'm pretty sure, yeah, because Dobbins was taken at 55. and
Clydewood's Hilaire.
Yeah, that's the one. So 54 was the Bills. I remember because we had Dobbins on the board, and I remember thinking, oh, we've got Dobbins, but then we took Spencer, whatever the fuck you say his name.
Epenesa
And then you guys
Epenesa.
took him straight away. So.
from Iowa.
What about any of those other ones, Reedy? Do you know any of them? Do you know who Devin Duvernay is?
Duvernay will be a slot receiver for
Texas?
all the Ravens.
Mm.
He's not a bad player. I'm more excited about Malik Harrison from Ohio State.
Oh, yes.
Came in as out of JUCO and came straight across and was a superstar this year. I had a first round grade on him. I didn't think he'd get taken in the first, but I had a first round grade based on footage and everything. Like, he is someone that was a good steal at pick 98.
And random sounds. Thank
Yeah,
you.
great work there, Steve. Their draft was okay. I don't think it was their best draft. They picked up a couple of good players overall, but
Ravens 2020 draft.
Metabuke, good player from Texas A&M. He'll be very handy.
Who's James Proche?
I don't know much about him. He played at
What's SM? I don't even know who SMU is.
SMU was the same one. I can't think what they were, but he was the same place that Cortland Sutton was at.
South Michigan? No? SMU.
So, Tyler Phillips.
Southern Methodist University.
Oh, God, that sounds like a Christian place.
Yeah.
Benjamin?
But they've had a couple of good wide receivers come out. Apparently, he's quite highly rated.
James Proche. He made a FBS leading 111 receptions last year. He was the leader in receptions, receiving yards, and touchdowns in FBS
History
last
or-
year.
Oh,
No, just last year.
So he's
whatever
going to
that
be
league
a
was.
pretty handy receiver. So that indicated that he's able to catch the ball.
I don't think he'll be anything too good.
The
But-
rates from most people are that they like his hands. He's good inside and has good hands.
Yeah, he'll probably have to
So-
be a slot receiver again
Yeah.
because he has no speed.
So- Yeah.
But it's tough because,
Pick 200 or something, so you never.
201.
Well, I reckon for the Ravens this year, Marquise will be the top receiver.
Look, I don't even think he'll be the top receiver. I think he'll be second fiddle.
Ravens
Because you
2020.
We have Hayden Hurst.
Team.
No, Hayden Hurst got traded.
He got traded.
Yeah, he's now at the Falcons.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
because you guys kept Andrews as your number one guy.
Andrews is the guy that I'm excited about. He doesn't get anywhere near the.
Mark Andrews, yeah.
He doesn't get anywhere near the recognition that he deserves. Like, he dominated all through college as Baker Mayfield's tight end
Yeah.
and had great stats, came to the league. No one really was big on him. He dominated again. I think he's just a guy that can come in and really dominate. So I'd say he'd be the number one receiver.
Who's that?
Even
sorry?
though Mark Andrews, even though he's a
Oh,
tight
yeah.
end, I'd
Yeah,
still
yeah.
have him as the number one receiver.
Mark
And then
Andrews.
you have Marquise as the number two, which if you've got him as your second option and he's the deep threat,
And we've
Yeah.
also got Miles Boykin as well. He was handy as a slot receiver last year, but
Here we
Yeah,
go.
it was okay, he just
This
needs
is
to-
what I want.
keep improving.
yeah.
A little depth chart here for you boys.
Jalen Moore, James Proche, Jalal Scott. We've got.
So you've got. Oh yeah, you've got Willie Snead as your number two guy.
Oh,
At
Willie
wide
Snead as well. I
receiver.
forgot about him. But he's a running back. I'm pretty sure.
I actually think
what
that because remember when John Brown got traded to the Bills, because John Brown had good numbers with Flacco, but then when Lamar come in, they just didn't quite have that connection.
That first year, they weren't throwing the ball at all.
Yeah,
It was pretty much.
yeah. Remember
all
his fantasy
in.
went way down.
Yeah. He was
when,
one of the top fantasy
Lamar.
players
Yeah,
at the start of the year, and then
just went
once
straight
Lamar
down.
took over, they weren't throwing the ball. It was all run heavy game. And
he ended
then
up going.
short
He
passing.
ended up going to the Bills and being the number one and number two in the AFC receiving yards. So
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
obviously a decent player. Running back Mark Ingram won't get dethroned, I think, from Dobbins. Is Dobbins a because Ingram's a little fucker, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
So-
short but very stocky.
So they need that power guy.
No,
Or they
Ingram
need-
plays as the power guy.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
But the thing is, Ingram's a 3-down back.
Yeah.
Dobbins is a 3-down back. Gus Edwards will still have a role as that sledgehammer. He'll probably
Yeah.
get. I think for fantasy, Gus Edwards is the guy that's going to fuck up fantasy.
I know.
Because you're going to have Ingram
He's always
and
going to get those
Dobbins
goal line
are going to
touches.
be sharing
Fucking pain in the
Yeah.
arse.
normal thing, and then Edwards will be your goal line back.
Yeah.
And then they've still got Justice Hill, who
Oh, you've got
is a handy
And
guy as
then
well.
we've got Ricard as our...
who's Miles Boykin?
Big wide receiver
Yeah.
from Notre Dame.
So he's the
from the Fighting Irish.
oh yeah, that's your top 3 wide receivers.
Yeah. So we haven't...
Honestly, I don't mean to be a bitch, but I don't reckon your wide receivers are that good.
Look,
We've got a...
Comparatively compared to other teams, I don't think they're that good.
Our depth pool at wide receiver is really good, but as you said, it's not...
You don't have a superstar.
I wouldn't say your depth pool is even that good.
Like Mark Andrews
Mate.
is your best, and he's your tight end. Marquise Brown is decent, but like you don't have a grade bona fide elite player.
Well, this is Marquise's second year, I think, because it was his first year last year. So he played really well last year. So
Hopefully
he's
things
got
have
upside.
increased, yeah.
He's got upside potential, but just hope he doesn't suffer from that sophomore slump,
Yeah.
like many receivers and quarterbacks have done in the past.
But now we can go down to your defense, and you're pretty fucking stacked across the board.
Well, we've got Pernell McPhee, we've got Malik Harrison, Patrick Queen, obviously.
You've missed the biggest name on your whole defense.
Earl Thomas?
Brandon Carr,
You've got Earl Thomas as your number 1.
Jimmy
But
Smith.
the biggest player you brought in the off-season was Calais Campbell.
Oh
Oh, I
yeah.
forgot about him. Yeah.
Like, as I said, the defense is stacked. It's going to be young in some areas and really experienced in others. But the players you've got on that front line, like, you got Derek Wolfe as a pickup this year who was handy. You've still got Williams, you've got Calais Campbell, you've got McPhee, who, if he can live up to his potential, could actually be good. And then you've got Patrick Queen and Harrison, who were both drafted this year. You still got June.
We've got-
who was
Or imagine
one of
if
the best
one of them,
we've
Harrison
got-
or Queen, just becomes elite.
Yeah,
Just
look,
like
Our defense is like, we still got Jimmy Smith as well. He's always been really solid for us for a very long time.
you won't even start.
according to this,
Yeah.
according to this depth chart here, you look at their cornerbacks, Marcus Peters and Humphrey. You got Earl Thomas as your free safety. They're all rated at least 87 out of 100 to
Yeah.
this depth chart, and then their strong safety they don't have much.
No.
So Chuck Clark is their number 1
I don't even know who
strong
Chuck Clark is.
safeties.
Could not say anything about it.
Nah.
They've
Old
also got a
Chucky
good
boy.
young nickel as well.
Yep.
In Tatum Young.
Yep.
Is good.
Yeah, I don't mind that. So if you think of, where do you think the Ravens' major keys lie in terms of their strengths and their weaknesses?
Always their strength has been their defense.
Yeah.
That's their whole identity is being that top tier defense. The players they brought in this year will help shore up that defensive line, and as well as our linebackers. But as you said, the safety area is probably something to be concerned about, because I don't think we've had a really good safety for quite a while.
Yeah.
I think last
Quarterback's obviously good. Why
last
isn't it
safety-
showing me the depth chart for the fucking...
they don't show them until
Offensive
after
line.
training camp.
Where's the offense?
Oh, we're-
No,
Oh, here we go.
there's that.
O-line. Here we go. This is what we're missing. The big boys.
Yeah. Like we have Marshall Yonder at guard.
So
No, you do not.
Ronnie
He
Stanley.
retired.
So
Oh,
Ronnie
yeah.
Stanley
Oh,
and Orlando Brown as your tackles.
Yeah.
Both rated pretty good.
Both are very good.
Left guard, right guard, and centre aren't rated amazingly though. So your tackles are rated good.
The interior of the line's going to be a struggle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they always run the ball so well that
It doesn't.
the proficiency of their offensive line is always quite good.
And it's not like fucking Lamar can't escape 6 tackles.
Yeah. Well,
And there's that.
as soon as he's out of that pocket, he can do some crazy things.
Yeah, that's
So-
the thing. Like, he has an X factor that no one else really at quarterback has.
Yeah.
At his level, anyway.
His game sense is amazing. So
Yeah.
as soon as he gets out of that, like, even if he does shotgun or if he play actions or anything, he can adapt pretty quickly.
Who do you reckon is the number 2 guy? If Lamar's number 1, at just purely
At
running
Baltimore.
the football, as in scrambling.
Russell Wilson.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, of course. Yeah.
Russell Wilson. And the thing is, he doesn't run to run the ball.
Yeah.
He runs so he can get somewhere to throw the ball.
Yeah.
That's something he does so well. Like, Kyler Murray would be number 2 for actually running the ball.
Yeah.
And then you've got other guys up there as well. What I think would be interesting, though, this year is that hasn't been spoken enough about is if teams are getting through that offensive line, if Lamar's on the skid trying to run away constantly, if you think of like Baker Mayfield this year, how bad our offensive line was and the pressure he had on him, he was pretty much getting the ball and getting ready to run away every time.
Yeah.
If Lamar Jackson gets that way, it could be really bad because he can't throw the ball as well as what I think Baker Mayfield can. And if he's on the run constantly, you're getting more chance of him getting injured because he's not going to go straight to ground.
I
as
seen
well.
a stat before the other day. In the 350 runs that he's had or something, attempts or something, 2 times he's slid.
Yeah.
He doesn't slide.
But most of the time he'll run out of bounds. It's his
Yeah.
BC. He deliberately keeps himself safe.
Yeah, yeah.
And he has a really good knack, which hasn't been well, but he has a really good knack of when he gets tackled, he just flows with the tackle really well.
Yep.
So he it's like he practices rolling because you watch some of the film and he'll get absolutely drilled, and instead of getting driven into the turf, he kind of just rolls on the turf. And he gets up and he's fine. People are like, oh, that was a huge hit, and you kind of watch it and you go,
Not for him,
it wasn't. He just did so well at manoeuvring his body when he gets tackled that long term he should be okay, considering how much he runs the ball. But you have to think that sooner or later he's going to get injured. Like, it's happened with every other running quarterback
Right,
we've had
yeah.
in the league. Like, the perfect example is Robert Griffin, RG3.
Who just happens to be there as well.
Like, you watch his rookie year and how electric he was. It is like watching probably a slightly more athletic version with Lamar Jackson, but it is very, very similar.
I kind of want to punch anyone that thinks RG3 wasn't a good player.
It shits me. That is one of my biggest hates.
He was a good player in
For a
the
season.
first
Yeah.
season, maybe 2. But he just he played for the Redskins, so that also didn't help. But
Yeah.
RG3 was just unprotected.
Yeah.
The offensive line was terrible.
And they run him with an injury.
And
Fucking shit organisation, aren't they?
Once you get injured, you need that protection there. And unfortunately for Griffin, he wasn't great at throwing the ball, which is if Lamar Jackson gets injured and does a knee or anything that bad, I don't know if he'll come back. Like, when your game is so heavily built on athleticism and being so much more dominant physically than so many other players at that position, like, you look at Tom Brady. If he broke his leg, he'd come back and he'd still be able to throw the ball.
yeah, because he's
Like, it's just what it is. But if Lamar Jackson breaks his leg and can't run the ball and has to throw it,
he might struggle. Yeah.
Oh,
it's just one of those tough things. But hopefully he doesn't.
yeah.
But yeah.
Do you want to talk about fantasy in terms of Ravens?
Sure.
Yeah.
Just thinking, I was just having a look through last year's fantasy. Obviously, Lamar fucking fisted the entire league.
What are you on
Absolutely
about?
smashed it.
Never even heard.
Yeah, who's that? Ingram had a solid year for a running back.
Yeah.
The defense was pretty good.
I don't actually know.
I'm not sure about
we
rankings, but they scored 150.
points.
So
Yeah, right.
Mark
If you go
Andrews scored high
position-
for tight. Very well for a tight end, actually.
If you go defense,
Mark Andrews could be a really good pickup at tight end this year, I think.
No, don't know what you're on about. Don't
DST.
mention things like that, Steve.
Nah, Jethro's
So-
too dumb to understand this, so it's all
The
good.
number 1 team last year was the Patriots.
Yeah, and then the Steelers or something.
Steelers, Niners, and then Ravens. So we're number 4 in the league.
That was pretty
in terms of
good.
fantasy points.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's solid. You look at the reason why. Matthew Judon killed it.
Yeah.
Marlon Humphrey killed it. Marcus Peters had 5 picks last year by himself.
He joined us like halfway through the season.
Yeah.
He had an amazing...
Who's Patrick Onwuasor?
Patrick Onwuasor.
Sorry.
Outside linebacker for the Ravens. Patrick Onwuasor.
Yeah. He was drafted last year before?
I think it was last year. Onwuasor. Well, let me just click into
A couple of
it.
years ago.
2016, he was picks from Portland State.
Cool. Well, he had an okay year.
I think he was drafted to the Jets and then they traded him or something from memory.
See, look at the backup. Gus. So this is Gus Edwards, right? Gus Edwards had 711 yards as a backup. Mark Ingram had 1,018. So it's only like 1.5 times what Gus Edwards had as backup.
I feel sorry for Gus.
It's just
Gus
that Gus just had 45 reception yards, so he didn't have a lot of receptions.
It's because he can't catch a ball.
Can't catch it.
No.
His hands are like bricks.
So he
They
just,
hit it and just bounce
so he literally just runs through. Can't.
Pretty much.
Gus is that pain in the ass fantasy player for sure.
That's
Because
a
you
young-
have him and he won't fucking score when you put the cunt in.
Yeah.
And then, no one has him and he's sitting on the fucking free agency list and he scores 3 touchdowns.
He's going to be that guy this year, I reckon.
Again.
Like, he will be third running back if they even keep him. I wouldn't be surprised if they just cut him
You reckon?
pre-season.
Yeah.
Like, or try and look for a trade partner, obviously, but he's hasn't got the pedigree behind him to keep him on the team.
Yeah.
And they've got 2 really, really good running backs.
Yeah.
You're probably not going to get rid of Justice Hill at this point in time. He was drafted in the 4th round 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Gus Edwards is like the odd man out. Unless he can do something really special, I don't think they'll keep him.
Yeah.
You don't need 4 running backs.
Yeah.
Like, their team, maybe, because they run the ball so much. Like, they might keep that extra running back instead of a wide receiver.
Yeah.
But most teams will only go with 3 running backs for a year.
How did Tucker go last year in terms of...
He came 3rd in the league in fantasy.
Yep.
5th in the team for fantasy points. He scored 143, which...
Yeah. That's not too bad.
Which is,
That's pretty
really...
standard
He's
for-
always been a really good kicker, though. We traded him for Billy Cundiff, because Billy Cundiff couldn't kick
Billy Cuntiff.
for shit.
Isn't that what Mars used to call him? Billy Cuntiff?
Well, we didn't get in the Super Bowl because of him.
Oh,
That
we
old
played-
excuse.
Because we
You
played
blame
the Patriots and
classic
he missed a
kicker excuse.
33-yarder, I think.
You
What a
blame the
dog.
kicker. The kicker's got such a bad
Like
rep.
that fucking
They
Viking
come on
cunt.
for 1 kick.
What's that, Gary or whatever his name from Vikings?
Yeah.
He went perfect all year. Literally perfect. Didn't miss a field goal. And then in the AFC Championship or whatever, to kick one from 35, 40 yards out or whatever, missed it. And he's remembered for that kick, not for missing... not for hitting 100%.
It's
Good.
funny how bad kickers get.
Get it bad right. Yeah.
It's kind of like,
Hey, how about instead of letting him kick, how about, I don't know, make the first down?
yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
It's like a goalie in soccer. Like, they're there as the last defense.
that's why the Patriots have been so good, is that they just get 2 or 3 yards. Like, the years they were winning, like, the biggest thing is, and for anyone that knows me, I was a huge fan of Garrett Blount. For the simple fact that no matter what, he was getting 2 to 3 yards every time he ran that ball.
Yeah.
LeGarrette Blount.
Yeah. When he was at the Patriots, and then went to
Philly?
Philly, and
Yeah.
they won a Super Bowl there. So he had
So he's a 2-time bowl winner.
3-time bowl winner, I'm pretty
He
sure.
must have won 2 with the Pats, yeah.
What a mad dog.
And during that run, he was that big that no matter what, he was getting 2 or 3 yards every time he ran the ball. So if you've got your first 3 downs and you've got 9 yards,
Yeah.
you're pretty much unstoppable trying to do it because you just drive down. If you've got a good defense there, that's been their
Exactly
winning
right,
formula
yeah.
for so long that not enough teams do it. They don't get these big power backs like, oh, I want the athletic back that can catch the ball. I want this, I want that. But the teams that historically have won have either been super high offense, like throwing the ball, or have been grindy teams, like that have really good defense but run the ball better than anyone else.
Yeah.
Like, they're the only two things. There's not really anything in between that don't have really elite passes. Like, you look at the 49ers last year, they were a run-heavy team. Their defense was number 1 or whatever it was last year.
It was like number 2, I think.
Yeah.
No, number 3, sorry. Because it was Patriots and Steelers, then them and...
But I'm not even talking fantasy, I'm just talking actual.
Like, defense, yeah.
I'm pretty sure they were the number 1 defense. And then you had, obviously, Jimmy Garoppolo being game manager. But they ran the ball. Like, how many guys in their team? I think they had 3 guys have more than 600 yards.
That's...
Like,
yeah.
If you're running the ball that well, it makes a big difference because teams have to try and stop you.
Yeah, why fucking even bother passing the fucking cunt?
Well, if you're Patrick Mahomes, you can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But historically, unless you have a really good arm quarterback that can make the wow throws, your defense has to be that good to make up for it all. Like,
Yeah, I'd be curious to look back through every single Super Bowl winner of the last 20 years and see how many of those quarterbacks you don't rate as like a really skillful
I can say
passer.
right up, the last Ravens Super Bowl.
Joe Flacco.
is definitely not rated up there. But
That being said, Joe Flacco, you got to remember, he killed it in the postseason. I think that's one of the best postseasons
I
ever.
think they went 10-4 and were rated number 6.
Yeah.
Number 5.
Yep.
Because the Colts.
Did that come from wildcard position?
Yeah, so they came from wild card all the way to
Super Bowl winners.
Super Bowl winners, and they didn't have home field advantage or anything.
sometimes home
So
field
Flacco
advantage
just
isn't
fucking
enough.
Flacco just put his dick out.
They said he tied like the best postseason
quarterback rating.
record.
Yeah.
To, I think it was Joe Montana.
I remember reading
I think it was Joe
the
Montana.
top postseason quarterback ratings, and Joe Flacco is definitely in the top 3 or 5 or something.
He tied for first. He got like 11 touchdowns, no interceptions.
Yeah, that year was ridiculous.
That postseason was ridiculous. Like he didn't play.
He's going to bring back that form to the Jets this year. The Jets are with Adam Gase,
I doubt
Lord
it.
Adam.
Do you want to know another interesting fact?
That you love Adam Gase?
Adam Gase is shit. But a really interesting fact is how many quarterbacks have been a number 1 pick and actually won a Super Bowl.
How many?
There are not many. There's more in the modern era than the older times.
Yeah.
But usually it's the second or third quarterback off the ball. Like,
Yeah.
you have a look, obviously Peyton Manning won a couple, but he was a generational talent. You had his brother Eli, again,
Shit lie.
was probably lucked into it with a couple of good teams and a couple of lucky
Few good
situations.
Giants teams,
filthy
yeah.
dog. Shit lie.
Mahomes was picked pretty high. Wasn't
He was picked 10. He was the third quarterback taken.
Who was the 2 taken before him? Deshaun Watson
And Trubisky.
Well,
Trubisky.
someone made a mistake there.
Well,
Wonder which team made a mistake there.
Yeah. Look, Deshaun Watson probably should have been the first quarterback taken overall. Like,
And he's still a good quarterback. It's just that the Texans have been so inconsistent.
and look,
Mongoloid.
he just gets injured. Shit offensive line. His wide receivers are always injured. But
I think I picked Watson as my quarterback last year, and he played a good he played a solid season, but it wasn't like mind-boggling.
look, Mahomes had a gutsy season the year he was taken.
Yeah.
But all this hype, like the last couple of drafts, have not been like. Obviously, you've got the Baker Mayfield draft, which had Sam Darnold.
Geno Smith, I think. Or, no,
No,
that was Geno Smith was a few more back. Yeah.
You had Allen. Josh Allen was taken in as well.
Yes.
And
Josh Rosen. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
Like, you have a look through that list. There's only really
I actually remember
There's
that.
only
I actually
really
remember
two.
that.
there's only
Watching-
really one good quarterback that's played so
Yeah.
far.
I remember watching that because we watched that draft and the last pick, Ravens, was going up and we're like, oh, who is this for? Is it Lamar? And it was Lamar. And
Yeah.
thinking, wow,
I was actually
What a
surprised that
pick.
they picked a quarterback.
fuck, like the
And
best
then
pick.
I think that was the same year. Yeah, Joe Flacco injured himself, and Lamar had to step up, and he ended up getting us to the playoffs. I'm pretty sure.
I just remember Reedy showing me some highlights of Lamar in college and being like, I'm a wreck. You wanted Lamar
I
Jackson.
didn't want Lamar.
Yeah.
Look, I was happy with Baker because he fit what we were trying to do.
Yeah.
But I had it as my projection for ages that I wanted Lamar as my number one quarterback, as the number one to the Browns. I don't think he would have worked at the Browns, especially with what they've done as an organisation. A player like that coming in would flounder. Like, the reason they succeeded at the Ravens is because they've got an awesome organisational culture. They also picked in Greg Roman, who is probably one of the best quarterback coaches who turned into an offensive coordinator at running quarterbacks. He was the head coach when Colin Kaepernick won the Super Bowl. Like, he had a very specific...
Did you say he's the head coach?
What's that?
Did you say he's the head coach?
He was offensive coordinator.
Yeah, I was going to say, because there was
both
the Harbaugh brothers were in that Super Bowl.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm pretty sure he was offensive coordinator. He might have even been quarterback coach, but I think he was offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
But he had a specific game plan when they had him and go, well, we know what we want to do with him. It's not going to be this year, it might not be next year, and then Flacco obviously got injured. But I think they were thinking a couple of years away, probably, maybe the year just gone, would be when they were probably planning on implementing. But if that was the Browns, he would have came in and started for the Browns. And
probably floundered, as you said, because
he can't throw, and if he can't run because their offensive line is so bad.
And their defense isn't top tier to carry them through to any wins.
So predictions wise, again, just off the top of your head, Ravens this year, let's say it's the 17 games with the one bye, so 16 standing. How do you think they'll stand by the end of it? I'm going to go ahead and say the Ravens will be 12-4.
I reckon 11-5.
I was thinking 10-6.
Yep.
10-6.
I think the hard part is that it being such a good division, they're not going to win all those matchups in their own division.
It'd be like if they were in our division and they could just play the Jets twice.
Or the Dolphins.
Jets and Dolphins, there's 4 wins.
But I reckon out of all the divisions in NFL, the AFC North has historically been the most competitive.
Oh, for sure. I think there was a stat the other day. It was that and one of the NFC...
South, maybe?
NFC South, with the Saints, Panthers, Falcons and Bucks. We look back at 15, 20 years ago or something. For a while there, they didn't have a back-to-back division winner. It just flipped between teams. What we're thinking about it, I've actually got about 5 minutes, 10 minutes. But what I'm thinking, we haven't done this yet, is we've got Ben on as a special guest ref. Delicious. I'm thinking maybe bring up the divisions and just say, off the top of your head, each division, who you think, if you were going to bet on the divisions this year, and let's say it is a normal season, who's going to win the division and who's going to come last in the division, across each division.
Some of these are going to be real easy.
Alright. So, we'll start with the AFC East. So that's the Buffalo Bills.
Let me bloody load it up.
Yeah, bring it up, Benjamin. Just punch in NFL teams by division. Then if you go to the Fox Sports one, it's got...
Yeah, I've got it here.
You ready?
Yeah.
So AFC East. So who do I think will be at the top of the division this year? The Bills. It's our year. Fuck off.
So
and who do I think... it'll probably be the Patriots. But hopefully the Bills. And who do I think last? The Jets. Obviously Jets. Ben? Who's going to be the top of the division?
If the Patriots can get a decent quarterback behind them, I reckon they'll finish top. But because they're so uncertain at the moment as to who's going to slot there, I reckon, as you said, the Bills might finish up top. Between them and the Dolphins, maybe. Last, it will have to be the Jets because Joe Flacco is a flop.
Yep. Ready?
I'm just going with that take of Ben thinking the Dolphins could finish on top.
That's delicious, isn't it?
Wow, that's a hot take and a half right there.
You would instantly think the Patriots, but without a decent quarterback behind them, who knows what.
You've got a decent, they just don't have a good quarterback.
Yeah.
But the thing is, their whole system is made up on, and I'm thinking the Patriots will finish on top.
Yeah.
But their whole system is literally made up of good decisions, running the ball, and defense.
The only thing is, that's I do agree with that. However, they've always had Tom Brady there.
They have.
This is the first time that's legit unknown because he's not there. They don't have Tom Brady to fall back on.
No.
So
and Bill Belichick has to work with a new quarterback.
It'll be interesting.
They don't
I
have
think
any-
out of all the teams that'll be the most interesting to watch, it'll actually be watch the Patriots this year.
No Brady, no Gronkowski, no Wes Welker.
He's been gone for like 8 years, Ben.
Yeah, but Bake still holds on to
Hold on to those memories. Who's going to come last?
Sorry, I've got to interrupt with that. That just reminds me of the Gronk story of how he got traded to the Lions.
Oh, yeah.
Have you heard that one?
Gronk got traded to the Lions.
He got-
so
he officially got traded
to the Lions. Yes.
And what happened was he turned around and he got the phone call. They said to him, "Oh, we've traded you." He goes, "What do you mean?" So the Lions rang him and goes, "Oh, we look forward to having you." He goes, "Oh, sorry, didn't they tell you?" And he's like, "What?" He goes, "Oh, no, I'm retiring." He didn't want to go to the Lions. He literally was like, "No, I'm just going to retire."
I didn't know that. I just knew he
and they
retired.
shut it down. There was a great video
And then
of him announcing it.
and then he actually stayed at the Patriots
Yeah.
because
And
he didn't want to go to the Lions.
he also won the WWE 24/7 championship
That's
as
correct.
well,
He is.
and was host of WrestleMania.
But yeah, so on that point, Patriots I think will finish on top.
And last,
Like that's a good question.
Jets.
Is Adam Gase actually? The Jets might be semi-decent once they fire Adam Gase mid-season.
yes.
So we better put it on the Dolphins. To be honest.
and drop Joe Flacco as well.
NFC
Joe
East.
Flacco's not even going to play.
I'm just going to go east, north,
Yeah.
east.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
So NFC East. So
Ooh,
Dallas. This is a tough one. This is always a tough one because they're always close. The NFC East. I think this was another division that was very similar. There wasn't very. It was very much between the Eagles, Giants, and Cowboys over the last 15 years, where they've just switched. I think the Cowboys should win the division, and I think that the Giants will come last. Ben?
I would have to agree. Cowboys will definitely come first. That Dak is an insane quarterback, and I reckon he's going to be around for the long haul for them. And if they can build a solid team around him, I reckon they can compete in the Super Bowl in a few years. Last place is a tough one. I'll have to lean more towards the Redskins, to be honest. But who knows?
Ready?
So I'm torn.
Between first or last?
Last is an easy one. For first, I'm torn. Whether it's Cowboys or Eagles.
Yeah.
Like either of those two teams have chances. Like I really like the Cowboys off season. I don't like who they've got as head coach.
Yep.
That was a terrible move.
Who's their head coach now?
Mike McCarthy. So the former
Packers
yeah.
coach. Yeah,
Um,
of course.
hasn't been known to be great, but he's had plenty. Apparently, he spent the last year and a half, 2 years, perfecting his playbook, modernising it. That was his big thing, that he didn't run the ball and he really was old school.
Yeah.
Apparently, he's come with brand new stuff. He then also turned around after saying to Jerry Jones that he'd done that. He goes, "Oh no, I haven't thought about it at all." So, to take it with a grain of
Hey
salt.
Jerry, you're old. Fuck off.
As for
Who's coming last?
Definitely the Redskins.
You reckon?
If they win more than 2 games this year, I'd be surprised.
Yeah.
Like, the defense is good. They've got a really young defense, and having Ron Rivera as head coach will be very defensive minded.
Who did the Skins take in? Did they get a quarterback in there?
They've got Haskins still.
Yeah.
And for all we know, Alex Smith could come back. If Alex Smith comes back, that changes the whole game.
Yeah.
Because he's a
A
fantastic
game
quarterback.
manager guy too. So.
Yeah, with a good defense,
Yeah.
like that really changes things. But if Haskins is your quarterback day one with no offensive line,
Good luck. Good luck, cunt.
he will be struggling. Like
Yeah.
he struggled last year, and their offensive line was okay, and then they've lost pieces in the offseason. It just makes it so hard.
So
Yeah.
AFC North, Ben's home division. I'm going to say Ravens on top, Bengals on bottom. Ben, sorry. Reedy or James or Ben or Milky or
Steve. I would have to agree. Ravens have got probably the on paper best team at the moment in the division. And that's why I'd probably put them on top. Not being biased because I'm a Ravens fan, but on the bottom I would have to say the Bengals.
Yep. Ready?
Just change it up a bit. I'm going to go a hot take and say the Steelers will finish on top.
Yep. And with Bengals
And
last?
Bengals on bottom. Because
NFC North. Now, I'm going to go out, and I don't know if you'll agree with me. I think the Bears should be last, and I think that's pretty much a
I
lock.
was going to say Jam Jeffro and just say...
No, I actually think that the Vikings will finish at the top of the division.
Very
Thoughts,
good.
Sven?
That is an interesting one. I would say maybe Bears, or toss up between Bears and Lions to finish bottom.
Yep.
But I reckon the Packers might still stay on top, to be honest.
Yep.
As long as Rodgers can stay healthy and playing amazingly, I reckon they'll finish top easy.
Ready?
obviously Bears will finish.
Oh, you shit.
I actually think the Vikings will be terrible this year. They went into almost a full rebuild mode, unless they can get back MC Griffin. But if he doesn't come back, their defense is going to have a whole different look. They've got all new corners, all new linebackers. That was kind of their big thing, was their defense.
Yeah.
And if they're not that good and Kirk Cousins sucks like everyone says he does, they could be in for a struggle this year.
Which he does.
My surprise pick will actually be Detroit Lions.
Yeah,
On top.
I looked at them.
I like their team on paper.
Yeah.
They've
Just a classic Lions. It's just a classic losing culture mentality that comes with the Lions.
But yet you have the most number one influential quarterback of this generation in that stat. Him coming in as a number one pick has been one of the best number one picks there's been in all time. Like, he's had like 7 out of his first 9 seasons have all been over 4,000 yards. He's had 2 5,000 yard seasons, which only like one other quarterback has ever done.
Probably Breeze.
Nah, Peyton Manning.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, 2, Breeze and Manning.
Yeah.
Brady's only had 1, I think.
But
What a loser.
you look at it and you go, well, why hasn't he won as many games? And it's because he's had to throw the ball, because they've never been able to run it. They picked up DeAndre Swift,
Yeah.
and they've got Swift and Johnson as their 2 running backs. Who, if
Can
they're
actually
both
catch the ball.
healthy, that's a fucking great combination of 1-2 punch. And their defense, although it needs a bit of work, is going to be solid enough.
Cool.
I think they're a surprise pick.
AFC South. So Texans, Colts, Jags, Titans. This one's a tough one. If I was going to put money on a bet now for the division winners, I'd put the money on the Titans. If I was going to put money on the losers, I'd pick the Jags. Ben?
I would have to agree with the Jags for the last. They've never played. They haven't had a really good season for a very long time. I don't even remember when their last good season
It was
was.
a few years. It was about 3 years ago. 4 years ago. They had 1 or 2 good seasons with that good defense. One good season? Yeah. It kind of came out of nowhere, and then they just fucking died in the arms.
But for me, for top of the division, it had to be Texans, I reckon.
Ready?
It's a little bit different again. I think Colts. I think
Colts are top, sorry.
I was going to say, who's their QB this year? 'Cause
Philip Rivers.
really? Oh,
Delicious.
yes, I've been out of the league for quite a while.
They've got Rivers as their quarterback, and then they've got still Brissett as the backup in case Rivers gets injured. But their running backs, they've got Taylor and Marlon Mack, who arguably are the best 1-2 punch in football at the moment.
Marlon Mack, I remember, he's an insane.
He's fantastic, and I can't wait till someone
I had
trades
him in
for him.
fantasy. He was good, but he got injured for a couple of years,
You
a
had
couple of
him in
seasons.
fantasy.
Yeah.
I took him in fantasy.
Yeah.
And then Jags are. I wouldn't be surprised if the Jags have the worst record in the whole league.
Yeah.
What they've done to their team, just a couple of years ago, their defense was arguably the best
Yeah.
for the last few years.
Yeah.
And there's only one player I think left on their defense from that run,
Yeah.
which is Ngakwe, and he's going to get traded.
Yeah.
Like, the only decent player I think they have on their whole team is Leonard Fournette.
We should actually, after we get off here, I'll quickly jump on Ladbrokes and just check the division, like what the odds are
interesting,
on
yeah.
the divisions.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be bad to put a little sneaky little multi-bet on division leaders.
It's such a tough thing.
Oh, no.
Divisions.
especially with shortened season possibilities, etc. You never know. NFC South, Falcons, Panthers, Saints, Bucks. That is a fucking tough division. Even to pick last is tough. I'm going to say Panthers are last. I'm not going to say that they're overall bad. They'll still probably win 5 games or something. But just compared to the other 3, I don't think they're good enough. First.
That's a hard one.
Oh my God, that is hard. I'm going to go ahead and say that the Bucks are going to win the division.
That is a big call, even though they've got probably the best QB in the league and also one of the best tight ends of all time as well.
Best wide receiver combo.
I don't reckon they're going to quite make it to the top.
Fuck off, Ben.
Because
Honestly, I would not be comfortable saying Bucks will win it. It's just what my gut instinct.
Yeah. I'd agree with Panthers
Yep.
being bottom, and I'd say maybe the Saints will toss up between the Saints and the Falcons.
Ready?
It's a tough one.
Thoughts?
It's probably the hardest division
To pick.
based on unknowns.
Yeah. Falcons are so up and down, man. They could be really good this year, or they could be really bad. Like, you never know.
Their defense is their struggle.
Yeah.
And bringing Todd Gurley, I love it. But is he enough to make it in a superstar team?
You look at Falcons like Gurley, Ryan, Julio Jones, Calvin Ridley on the outsides. The O-line's all right.
They're not good, they're not
But
bad.
it's the defense, is it?
The defense is just...
Yeah.
It's hit or miss. That's what makes them win or lose games.
Yeah, I'd probably have to say the Saints over the Falcons then,
Yep.
in retrospect.
I'd have to go Buccaneers. Like, their defense was really good. I don't know if Dominican Sue has someone back on, but if he has, him alone is good enough on a defense.
Yep.
For me.
If he can just keep out of trouble, he'll be...
He hasn't been in trouble for years. He's been great. Like, he is the most underrated defensive player in the whole NFL. The reason the Rams got to the Super Bowl was 2 reasons 2 years ago.
Because they had butt cunts.
They had great players all over, but it was Wentworth, their left tackle. When he got there, he changed their whole offense because they could actually protect because he helped them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And their defense, obviously they've got Aaron Donald, who is a freak, but having a Dominican Sue next to him, taking up double teams, leaving Aaron Donald one-on-ones, because you cannot, you can have one-on-one with Aaron Donald because
He's
he's a
small.
little bit smaller.
Yeah.
But Dominican Sue, if you leave him one-on-one, he's just going to bull rush and push the cunt straight into the quarterback before you get a chance.
Excuse me, sir.
He can bull rush 2
Please
guys.
get out of my way.
What's that Happy Gilmore quote?
Which one?
Excuse me. I believe that's Mr. Gilmore.
I believe that Jacob belongs to Mr. Gilmore, and he just runs in like, what's his Mr. Larson is his name? He just
Delicious.
Yeah,
Thanks,
so
Ben.
I wouldn't go against the Bucks.
Yeah. All right, 2 more divisions. The West sides. AFC West, Broncos, Chiefs, Raiders, Chargers. I think it's an obvious first with the Chiefs, and I think it's pretty obvious last that it's the Chargers. I think.
interesting. I'd definitely say Chiefs last. I'm kidding because that's just insane to say. They'll finish top easy.
Yep.
There's no one in that division that can come close to them, I reckon. Last, I'd have to say the Raiders.
Yeah.
I
realised after I said I'm like,
they're now the Las Vegas Raiders. They are now the Las Vegas Raiders.
Yes.
So it's going to be a new town, new environment, because they're in the middle of butt-fuck nowhere and it's fucking hot. It's going to be a different environment for them.
Did you just say you like getting butt fucked? Reedy,
No, I'm just saying.
What are you going to pick?
It's just an old saying, in the middle of butt-fuck
I
nowhere.
think you said you want to get butt fucked.
In the middle of nowhere.
We'll have to bleep that out, but I definitely did not say that.
Edit.
But yeah, because the whole organisation shifted from one climate to another, that can have a negative effect on certain teams, especially when they're used to playing in certain conditions.
Yeah.
But who knows?
Reedy.
I like your point there. And that was good. Chiefs will clearly finish on top. There's no real question marks there.
Yeah.
The only question mark is Mahomes to get injured.
Yeah.
That is literally the only question mark.
Yeah.
As for the bottom, I have to say the Raiders, however, they had a pretty big overhaul on offense during the draft, which could make a big difference. But the Chargers, going with Tyrod Taylor as their quarterback moving forward is extremely scary to me.
Yeah.
Like, no matter how good their defense is, which their defense is amazing. Anytime you have Tyrod Taylor as the starting quarterback, is a concern.
Didn't he get the Bills to the playoffs?
He did.
With like the best defense in football.
But Bills were, I think they were the number 1 or 2.
And it was only a wild card.
But Bills are very much Ravens-minded as well. We've always had good defence for the last 10, 15 years.
But the problem is you've been able to run the ball.
No. Because our O-lines have been fucking shit. We've had average
Going
running backs.
on that, on the flip side, the Raiders, their quarterback's Derek Carr, they've got Peterman, and they've also got Mariota as well as backup.
Derek Carr's a great quarterback. Like, if he goes to the Patriots, they're a guaranteed chance of winning the Super Bowl. Like,
Is that the talks?
well, they were early talks. I don't think it's going to happen because he's on such a big contract.
There hasn't been really much fucking
Patriots have no
shit
cap room.
over the last month, has there really? It's been fucking dead. I've been checking Reddit
No
like every day,
off-season
but you
news.
don't really see much of
So I
it.
was starting to
Won't really ramp up
finishing
until
up.
a couple of months'
Most
time.
people aren't in the offices together, so
Yeah.
how can you really work through things?
Yeah.
They'll be starting to, I reckon, finalise their teams now, unless they've already finished.
Yeah, I'd like to see the 50.
finalise.
When's the? We'll have to Google when the
They usually
roster cuts
finalise
are.
the
To the
53-man
52 or
roster.
53?
53 is the limit, I'm pretty sure, but they usually don't finalise that till sometime into the pre-season.
Oh, okay.
At the end, it's week 4. I don't think they're doing
Week
it now.
3.
I think it's week 4 now.
Of
and
pre-season?
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
so
they don't
like-
have. They used to have the progressive cuts, so you would lose
Oh,
like
90
10,
to 50,
8.
90 to 70
Yeah,
to.
so
they-
you'd
they-
have a 90-man roster
Yeah,
before,
yeah.
and then it was like
And
10,
now it's till
9,
League 4 and you just cut them all.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's better.
It gives people a better chance to impress.
Yeah.
If there's injuries, it gives people that might have been injured the first 2 games
Yeah.
still a chance to get back involved.
Yeah.
Which is good for those players.
Because you don't know how well a team's going to go, a player's going to go unless you give them a full pre-season. If they play one bad game, you can cut them.
All right. Last but not least, NFC West. Cardinals, Rams, Niners, Seahawks. Okay, I'm going to go out and I'm just going to quickly say here that I think the 49ers will win the division and the... Oh, fuck, who's going to come last? Normally I'd think Cardinals, but I actually think they're going to improve big time this year. We're going to say the Rams are going to finish last. And I'm getting a drink, so fuck off.
Yeah,
you talk.
that's a tough one. I'd say on paper the 49ers will have a slightly stronger team than the Seahawks. Like the Seahawks, I reckon, can still compete, but Niners have like all around a bit better team on paper. But toss up between the Cardinals, I'd say the safe bet would be the Cardinals coming last, because you don't know. Yeah, it's really hard. Because the Rams have been playing amazingly in the last couple of
It's
seasons.
hard because you have the pre-bias of the last like 5 years. So
Yeah.
in my head, I think of teams 5 years ago. I don't think of them now.
Now,
Yep.
yeah.
Or historically, like saying that the Lions have a losing culture. Like, yes, they do, but teams like the Cubs broke the drought. Western Bulldogs broke the drought. It's going to happen.
Richmond broke the drought.
It'll have to happen sooner or later.
Yeah. Maybe the Rams. It's a bit of a tough one there, I reckon, for last. But Niners definitely top.
So I'm going to have a different point of view. You're looking at teams that are unstoppable, right?
Mm.
Russell Wilson's always been a guy that has been, if he'd been supported properly,
Yeah.
he's always going to be up there. Problem is, I don't think the defence is at a stage where he will become unstoppable as a player.
They've lost.
Their run game is great, but
I
their
think
defence...
Metcalf will be good this year.
Yeah, look, they've got some great pieces, but I don't know if their defence as a whole is going to be tough enough to hold.
Because they've lost a fair few players over the years. Like some of their mainstays, like Earl Thomas is now a Raven.
You've got a decent team, but it's not... I don't think they're going to be good enough. The Cardinals, I love what they've done in the off-season, picking up Hopkins. Fantastic, but you put him with the young Kyle Murray, who I think potentially, this is a huge call, but I think he could be better than Lamar Jackson. Because he can actually throw the ball, and he is just as athletic. Whether they have him in that mindset, he's not necessarily, even though he's extremely quick and agile.
Wait, who's this, Murray?
Yeah.
I thought, wasn't he meant to be a baseball player or something?
Yeah, he got picked, I think it was picked 7 or picked 9 to the Oakland A's. And said no to that because he could come play football and get more money and more guarantees and shit.
Yeah.
Which is interesting because I was looking up sports contracts before, the biggest 10 contracts of all time are almost all baseball.
Yeah. Look, the hard thing for baseball is that they don't get fuck all to start with unless you pretty much international play. They have to toil away on smaller contracts till they become eligible, and then the contracts...
So it's more of a risk, but if you are elite,
well, you
they'll
look
get
at
you
Mike
a...
Trout, who just signed a contract
It was like
in baseball.
400 million or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, he was like $450 million
And then
dollar contract. But as far as Murray goes,
What's Trout, a pitcher or a hitter?
no, he's a hitter. He's a centre fielder who hits bombs.
Yeah.
Like, fantastic. But
Who gets paid more usually, hitters or pitchers in the league?
pitchers consistently get paid
Yeah.
a lot.
Because they're specialised
Yeah.
more so than...
Kenny fucking Powers.
Plus, you can kind of find people that can hit bombs.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you don't find many guys that are great contact hitters and hit bombs, which is what Trout does, and he's an amazing fielder. That's why he's paid the highest contract in baseball. Like, he's a revolutionary talent.
He's gone.
Yeah, but he's one of the only Americans to be paid big.
Do you watch much baseball these days or not
I'm
really?
getting right into it now.
Yeah?
No.
So you're gonna start watching it again?
Yeah.
You, a
I
few
just
years ago,
picked-
weren't you?
I just picked a team. I've never really watched it.
Ah, so you've played it but never really...
Played it, but never really watched it.
Who is your team of choice?
My team, I've gone with the Toronto Blue Jays.
Yep.
Blue Jays.
Are they notoriously good or bad or...?
They're not great at the moment, which is why, as you know, I think the worst team
I
usually
like to
come
pick
in.
it. Well, that's why. Well, looking back at the NFL, just to bring it back, sorry, but when I was looking at teams to support, it was between the Bills, the Cowboys, and the Bears. And the reasons why, literally, are the Bills
You would have
because Kyle Orton played there, and also because I was like, Bills remind me of that Richmond before they were good. The fact that they've just been coasting kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I always thought that the Bills would be a good
Plus the,
team to
the
support.
Bears and the Cowboys have already had pretty...
They've had success in the past.
Yeah.
So the theory was with the Cowboys, Romo at the time was playing and Marnes hates him. So I was like, that's why I wanted to pick him. And also the other reason why was because Jay Cutler was at the Bears at the time and both Shakes and Marnes didn't like Jay Cutler. So I was like, they were the two
And
teams.
the Bears are in the same division as Marnes' team, the Packers.
I'm grateful that I picked the Bills because I genuinely enjoy watching Bills football.
Yeah.
Bears would have been a horrible choice fucking since then. Oh, God. Cowboys would have been a frustrating choice because going into every year thinking they should be...
They're America's. They're the America's team. They should be unstoppable, but they've never...
Never quite reached that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so every time I go to pick a new team, it's usually one of the worst teams in the league. So obviously the Browns, when I started watching it, were horrible. The Blue Jays, it was a mix of being one of the worst teams in the league, but there's a couple of really good players that I watched and I'm like, holy shit, this guy's amazing.
How many games do they play a year? Is it like NBA where they play a fuck ton? Or is it like...
it's like 70 games a year or something like that.
Because I know, speaking of like getting into new sports and stuff, like American sports. I know Corey's been getting into since he's been in Canada the ice hockey. So he followed the Las Vegas Raiders, the new team, or whatever. Las Vegas Raiders. Sorry. And Golden
Las
Knights.
Vegas Golden Knights,
Yeah.
because Raiders are the NFL.
Yeah, my bad. And he watches it all the time.
Yep.
So yeah, are you gonna start watching games?
Yeah, look, I've actually watched, so the Major League Baseball draft was on the other day, which, can I just say, compared to NFL, that is disgusting. It is so poor. Like,
What is it?
the baseball draft compared to the NFL draft. The NFL draft is by far the best draft in any major sporting.
Just the
In
hype.
general,
The
like-
presentation-wise hype. And
Yeah,
I think that's because Goodall is there, and he's
Roger Goodell.
just amazing.
But as I said, I watched it the other day, and the Blue Jays actually got arguably the best player in the draft.
Oh, that's good.
Whether or not he turns out to be a player, like, it's one of the rare sports
So
where.
how do they determine position? Is it field position where they field?
Yeah, so a lot of the times, baseball's a bit different compared to all the other sports, because usually when they're coming in, they've got a set identity of who they are as a player. Baseball, they're kind of green. If you can field, you can kind of field anywhere.
Yep.
Like, I play only local.
Do they bring in guys more, would you say, in baseball, that are, like you've had A and B, and players, one is all well-rounded, like he's a well-rounded fielder, he's a well-rounded batter, or do they also go for those specialists that this guy is a freak hitter, he might be an average fielder, but they're going to bring him in because he's the guy that's going to hit homers?
They've got both. So usually your first baseman and third baseman are usually guys who hit bombs.
Yep.
Your second baseman and your shortstop are usually contact guys, so they're just hitting to try and get on base.
Yep.
They're not hitting home runs.
Yep.
Your outfield can be a mix of both, but usually your shortstop and your shortstop, second base, and centre field
Yep.
are all quick. So they have to have an element of speed in their game, unless you've got that elsewhere, and then it kind of depends on each team, but generally that's how it works.
Who's the who won last year? Do you know which team?
Good question.
I'm just curious to know who.
Astro World Series.
Was it Astros again?
I was just going to say who's the is the Astros? They're the team that cheated, aren't they? They got caught cheating, didn't they?
I think the national.
Yes, Nationals won it.
Washington Nationals.
Because it was funny.
There was a team that
Nationals?
got
Yeah.
caught cheating in baseball. It was bad.
Oh, it used to a few years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's been a few of them, and they're pretty much the steroid use that happened in there.
Yeah.
It's insane, yeah.
But as for baseball, it was picking the Blue Jays because literally there's a guy by the name of Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
Wow.
So
Eddie
he's
Guerrero is delicious content.
he's a Spanish Russian.
Yes. It's beautiful.
And he is massive with dreadlocks and can hit absolute major bombs. And he's only 21. And I'm sitting there going, a mix of watching him play, and then there's a few other really good young players. Like, they're cool if they all stay together. The thing I like is they literally brought up 4
Have they won a
young
World
players.
Series before? Or they won
Yeah,
a
back-
but it was a lot
Back
ago.
early, 20 years ago.
Oh, so it wasn't.
But since then, they've been shit.
Back.
But what they did is
Are you
they
going to
weren't.
get back in the NBA or not worry about it?
Not really. There's all money based. Like, so is baseball to an
Also, the
extent.
fact that, like, I was looking at stats the other day, it's like literally like you were looking at a heat map of where shots get taken in the NBA now. It's just all 3-pointers now.
It is.
It's just 3-point game. It's fucking boring.
Yeah. Look, unlike every other sport, so
Steph Curry broke the game,
yeah.
basically.
Look, if you compare sports, you watch NFL, you can watch it the whole way through, and special things happen. Basketball, you get maybe one dunk that really goes, oh, cool. Other than that, it's just shooting.
It's kind of like the sport's progressing stuff. Like I know with AFL for you, it's just like you just got sick of watching all the rule changes and stuff. And, I can understand
that
that.
was-
You just don't want to watch it anymore. And It is what it is.
Yeah.
I've just got to go. I just realised.
Quick thing I'll say though, is that baseball watching it is awesome for the simple fact you have people hitting home runs.
Yeah.
It's the only sport where you can be shit and you're still better than most.
Awesome. Maybe we should go sign up for baseball, Ben.
Like,
Let's go sign up for the Baltimore.
if you get one hit every 3 times you go to bat,
Yeah.
imagine that in cricket you make a duck 2 out of 3 times,
Yeah.
and 1 time you make 30.
Yeah.
You are actually a gun.
Yeah. Compared to.
Like, that is the statistic
Yeah.
for baseball. If you hit 30%, so 300%,
Yeah.
you are a gun.
Yeah.
And it's like, how is that the case? And yet, as a pitcher, you have to pitch heaps of innings and you're throwing heaps of balls. And if you give up 1 home run, you're like,
I would say that a pitch, like this is just from outside, because
Yeah.
pitcher would be the hardest position.
comfortably.
But yeah,
Comfortably.
just over and over and over again, fast balls.
It's the
slow
only
balls,
position
spin
that I have
balls.
struggled with. Every other position I can play, I'm not great at it. Especially when you get up to the higher levels, like I would be shit. But I can at least
What
play.
ball are you playing this year? Are you playing?
Yeah. Well, there should be the league get started.
Yeah.
But I'll only be playing maybe B-Res or B grade, which is our second floor ones.
Yeah.
And I'll probably be okay. But I can play most positions if they need me to. But pitching is fucking tough.
It's funny because I remember back in when we did PE, Reedy and I reckon it was Reedy that year. We just had a contest to see who could throw the ball the furthest.
Yeah.
Reedy had the biggest. He had the biggest arm in the and you had a bigger arm than like the footy heads in that year. I think I came third that year. I think there was a footy head that was a bit better than me. But I've got I would say above average arm, but I know for a fact that you've got a long, natural. Yeah. So I just assume that you're outfielder.
I was. And then when I did my knee, I went infield.
Yeah.
And then got thrown around pretty much every position. I even pitched last. The only one I haven't done is catching, which is tough. Because, but pitching's fucked. Like, you can have a great arm and still be shit because you can't hit inside the zone. And you're that worried about hitting people. And then they know that, so they start crowding the box. And you've still got to throw it in there, and if you hit them, they get a walk. It's like...
We're going to have to call this episode, instead of whatever that we call the Baltimore Ravens, we'll call it that, plus baseball, plus division predictions.
Sorry about that.
That was quite.
We've just gone around. Who cares? I need to go take a shit, and that's serious, so goodbye, everyone. Ben, final words? James, final words?